Welcome back to the My Team career mode here on F123. It's time for Belgium, and for the very first time, a sprint weekend in Belgium that I forgot was even a thing. So there's a 15-lap sprint race before the 44-lap full Grand Prix on the Sunday, meaning that qualifying is on the Saturday. Unfortunately, qualifying is in the rain, although we'll start dry, and whether we'll get as far as the wet weather, I don't know. But we could do, because if you look at the performance index, we've taken some advancements forward. We are just as fast as McLaren and Williams now, and are the joint 5th fastest team on the grid. So in theory, we should be challenging for points every single race now. We've got more parts in the works as well to come for latter Grand Prix as well. And hopefully we'll be able to add to that by adding more resource points from a solid practice session too. You'll notice how we've advanced to come to Belgium, whereas McLaren haven't taken any steps forward for 2 Grand Prix weekends now. So you expect McLaren sooner rather than later will take another splurge forward. Mercedes have jumped massively forward as well, as you can see, and are closing in on Red Bull now. But we might be able to challenge for points in every single Grand Prix moving forward. Next is the Netherlands, and maybe by the time we get there after the summer break, we might be even more competitive. Our Constructors' Championship fight is very fierce with Alpine, although they continue to fall further and further back in the performance charts. They haven't improved between races and have, as with AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo and McLaren, levelled off in between Hungary and here. So we shall do what we can. We might end up having to take some penalties though, because you can see that a number of our parts are worn, and even especially when it comes to the gearbox, one of the gearboxes went on us, of course, earlier in the season, and the one gearbox I have that isn't already in the yellow and has lost a gear actually is already 47% worn as well, so we may end up taking a penalty here. Hopefully we don't have to, but I fear we may need to. Regardless, let's go and do what we can in practice, and then hopefully throughout the course of the sprint and race weekends we can pick up some points. If we can get points in the sprint and the race, then that'd be absolutely banging. As ever, please do drop the video a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more. I appreciate your patience in waiting for videos whilst I'm offline for the next few days. As I mentioned in the community post, I'm away from Tuesday to Saturday. You'll see this probably Wednesday, and as such there will be a gap now from this video to at least the weekend, if not Monday, whilst I'm getting back from holiday and then back in the office and recording, etc. So thank you for your patience, but hopefully we can leave you with a bang. Because of the nature of the sprint weekend, our tyre wear is quite high actually, it's annoying. 1.13, significantly high. Okay, fuel-wise though, it's pretty bang on. So because of the nature of the weekend, I'm now going to have to put my fresher parts in for quali. We're not going to get our resource points until after P2, but we've done well in all of the practice sessions. We'll show you how many resource points we get when the time comes. But now I actually have to go and do qualifying first before we find out how we can improve the car yet further. Jamie Chadwick putting in a good lap on soft tyres. We were P19 in that session. At Spa, it's only practice and with worn parts, but at Spa it looks like we might have a bit of a challenge here. 43.2, that is much faster than I thought we'd go. It's good enough for P8. I just didn't think I'd get anywhere near a 42, but to be less than 3/10 away is actually quite encouraging. We'll take that every day of the week. That is us through to Q2. And then there's a couple of tenths in hand for Q3 as well, although you imagine that everybody that is through will go slightly quicker as the sessions progress. Although there is rain coming, of course. There is rain coming. I'm not sure when. Jamie Chadwick out. Oscar Piastri also out in a McLaren, which is a surprise. Not able to put a lap in properly. But we're through to Q2, so we can only concentrate on ourselves, and Q2's here now. It's raining. I'm gonna go and do a lap now on new softs, and hope that the rain falls before. Oh no, it's way too wet. It's way too wet. Surely we're not gonna be able to put a competitive lap time in here.
We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or winters.
I'll try and put a time in on softs, but it is going to be very, very close as to what's the best tyre to be on. 55 is P10. Oh, they're on inters. They have gone out on inters. That's intriguing. Okay, fair enough. It let me go out on softs, and it was just on the changeover. Well, we'll go out on a fresh set of inters then. And we'll put another lap in at the end of the session, and we'll see how we do. Yeah, look at the way the deltas just come back down again. Yep, we missed the best of this. We missed the best of the weather. We missed the best of the weather. I'm just going to return to garage. We're going to be starting P16 at best, and I may just take engine penalties at this point. A long way behind. They all did their first lap on inters, whereas I did mine on softs, because it seemed like it was just on the changeover period, but it wasn't fast enough. And then it was a mistake to wait until the end of the session to then go out on the inters. I should have gone out immediately as soon as I pit for those intermediates with 8 minutes left. We basically just let the track get wetter for 5 or 6 minutes before going out for our next run, and as such, we have ballsed it, to say the least. But it's the sprint race next, so maybe we wait until after the sprint before taking our penalties, because any penalties that are applied won't happen until after the sprint, and we'll see if we can recover in the sprint race. I didn't actually check to see who got knocked out there, but chat tells me that Verstappen was out in the sprint race, or sorry, in qualifying there, so he'll be starting further back in the sprint as well. We'll wait and see how we do in the sprint before we contemplate whether we do or don't take penalties, because if we can significantly recover in the sprint, then we should be able to avoid those penalties until the next Grand Prix in the Netherlands. So the grid for the sprint is Checo starting P2 behind Sainz. It's weird that the P1 slot is on the inside of the first corner, but not on the racing line. It's on the dirty side of the grid. Alonso up in P6. Stroll in 7 as well. I wonder where... well, Jamie was P20, wasn't it? See, Max was out. P12 for Max Verstappen. Well spotted by the live chat. Do come across and join me live to watch the streams and watch the streams and the footage in full. See all the behind the scenes. It'd be great to have you over. Jamie in P21. Nick De Vries in 22. Well, tyre wear's not going to be that high. And, well, actually, it looks like this. It's actually defaulting me to the softs, but personalised, there's certainly the mediums that are going to be better. I wonder if anyone's actually doing the softs. There are quite a few drivers on softs. That's a surprise. It reckons the softs can do it. I'm going to take the mediums, and we'll take a bit of fuel out and try and save some at the end of the Kemmel Straight if we need to. I'm going to start the sprint on mediums, and hopefully those on the softs will die tyre-wise, and we'll be able to make some positions. Real mix here. That is a surprise, genuinely. Right, let's park up for the sprint then. Really intrigued to see how this goes with so many medium and soft runners. Parked right on the yellow line, which is great. Hopefully we can make some places. If we don't, we'll take penalties. If we do, we won't take penalties. 15 laps coming up before 44 after that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, a quick light sequence, and we are away, and we've got a good start as well. We're getting a little bit boxed in here, so I'll move to the inside and then slam the brakes on and try and make some places if we can without taking damage, and that is us up to P12 already. Great start. We can't, I'm going to back out. We can't go 3 wide through Eau Rouge and Raidillon. And right behind Hulkenberg now. I imagine they're going to use their battery a bit down the straight, so I'll do the same. And that is a wonderful start. We've made 4 positions there. Just off the start, we're actually ahead of Max Verstappen now. Max Verstappen is going to be itching to get past, especially on those soft tyres, but I'm not going to make it easy for him. I turned too early there. It's going to cost me a position to Max. Oh well, maybe we'll try and follow Max through rather than follow Hulkenberg through. No DRS till lap 2, of course. Until lap 3 even. Could have a go at Max here into first corner. And we've got Max back again. Thank very much, Mr. Verstappen. Pedal to the metal behind the Hulk. Swing out. We'll get him under braking. Try and use a bit of battery as he is too. Max Thought about trying to make an overtake, but backed out of it. We've got the inside on Nick, although he's going to have the inside line now for the next turn. Do I? No, I won't. Max is alongside me as well, so we'll give him racing room. But he's not going to be able to get on the inside of me here, that's for sure. So we'll have the position still. Some early fighting here in the sprint race. Having to give him racing room because he's alongside me. He's going to hang on. And he's going to get me. It's fine. He's just sitting in his slipstream. Bottas is sitting in mine. So we're going to have to get out the throttle a little bit. Go for it into the bus stop. Oh my god, the car did not stop. Turned too early again. Fuck's sake. I've not done that all race weekend. And then in the race, in the sprint, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to turn now. Why? Then we're going to need to start to put some resource points into tyre wear. My tyre wear has been high at a couple of circuits, and I could really have done with better tyre wear to make me more competitive. Scrapping in front, Max is still trying to get past Zhou Guanyu, and Zhou is holding on. It's costing them so much time to have one in front. This would still be an improvement, of course, on our original qualifying position, so I can't complain too much. And those soft-tyred runners are surely going to go off at some point. We're in a bit of a DRS train here now, though. It's not going to make it easy to try and make moves. Oh, that rev limiter noise just sounds horrendous, doesn't it? He's going to go defensive. Hulkenberg's going very attacking on Zhou Guanyu. They're going to be slow around here, which is going to box Gasly in, which allows me to take P13 back again. So actually it was Hulkenberg getting aggressive on Zhou Guanyu that actually helped me take that place then. There's some more soft runners in front having some trouble, or are they just battling like crazy? We've actually closed up on so many cars. Are they on softs? Some of them are. Fernando and Max are on softs, Lando's on mediums, and all the front runners are on softs. And actually, we're now closing back in on them as their tyres start to go. Our mediums are coming into their own here.
The gap to the car in front is less than 1 second now. Well done. Let's try and get past in the DRS zone.
I will give it a go, my friend. I will give it a go. We're absolutely fine on fuel as well.
The car behind by 5/10 a lap.
There might be more positions on offer than just P11 here. Tyres are 25% worn. Try and use the slipstream off Nico to help me
5 laps of fuel remaining.
here against Zhou. Ducking behind him. He's gone deep. Ducking behind him again. I just didn't quite have the downforce. Alright, Zhou is there for the taking though. And hopefully so will Nico Hulkenberg be. We've got 5 laps to try and make some more positions. I think we might be waiting to take our grid penalties until Zandvoort, to be honest. Nico's now right with Alonso. Max has disappeared again and Alonso is falling back at an alarming rate of knots. Nico's going for it, in fact, through Blanchimont. He's got it done. Nico's into P10.
Clear.
Here's the flag behind again. Not sure what for. Yuki's out. Tsunoda retiring with a mechanical failure. We'll use all of the battery we've got left. Plenty of battery. Our ERS lasts really well now. Leave some room at the inside line. Park it on the apex, you can't get past. To the pit, I'm going to go and get Nico. Bye, Zhou. Let's go and get Hulkenberg. Albon's struggling on his softs now as well down in P9, and we're closing in on him too. He's actually going to go defensive into the source.
The car behind. Really good stuff.
I don't want to go past you there, pal. I want to go past you here. Down the Kemmel straight. A gap to Alex is tumbling. If we can get past Nico this lap, then Alex Albon is there for the taking next lap on the final lap of the sprint. Look at the speed difference between the two of us here. Not even a competition at all. I'm not even having to use any battery there. Let's go and get Alex Albon. Let's start the Grand Prix from P9. It's going to be a two-stop race. Probably medium, soft for us. Well, it's actually quite poor over the top there, but thanks to loads of battery and DRS, it'll be easy to get the job done. So worried about hitting the rev limiter like that and that it's going to ruin the engine. Sergio Perez wins the sprint with a Ferrari right behind him. And comes the two Mercedes. And the other Ferrari in a big Mercedes sandwich. Or big Ferrari sandwich, sorry. And then it's Lance Stroll with Max Verstappen. Lando Norris got pipped by Max Verstappen at the end. He goes from P13 to P7. We go P16 to P9 and arguably did even better than Max did. It was rough at the beginning, certainly. We get driver of the day for the sprint. It was definitely rough at the beginning with the heavy car. In the early stages of my team, I have never been able to adjust to having a super heavy, super understeery car. But hopefully for the full Grand Prix, we'll be able to adjust better than we did in the sprint. Now we've got some practice. Unfortunately, no points for us in that race, but there is plenty to be earned, hopefully, in the Grand Prix, which will come next. So the grid for the sprint will look how the grid... Sorry, the grid for the Grand Prix will look how the grid for the sprint ended. So Checo from Charles Leclerc in P2. Checo started the sprint P2, didn't he? Russell, I think, might have been on pole, maybe. Hamilton, Sainz and Stroll, or maybe the front two were just the other way around. Verstappen, Norris in P8, me in P9, Albon 10. Says to me that someone's taken a penalty. Oh no, because Albon was the last one we overtook, wasn't he? Did anyone take a penalty? That's what we want to know. Jamie's up in P17, so she had a very... Alonso dropped all the way to 18th. Wow, he really fell off. Sonoda takes a penalty, but he retired, of course, in the sprint. So Jamie actually went from P21 to P17 in that sprint. So very good job from her there. And hopefully she can have another good race here in the full Grand Prix. Well, medium, soft. Decision made. Well, medium, soft, and hope that everything lasts. If we're doing okay on the mediums on lap 18, then we might extend it a little bit. But at the minute, I don't think we're going to do anything other than what is there. And if there's a safety car at any point, then we shall figure out what to do when the time comes. But we have ourselves 45 laps worth of fuel, an extra lap's worth, which should be fine. So decision made. We'll start P9 and we'll go on the mediums. Still got it wrong. We got a great start from the left-hand side of the grid in P16 with the even numbered spots, but this time we're going to be on the dirty side of the grid, so we might not get as good a start. Also, everybody other than Albon around us is on softs. So as was the case in the sprint race, we might end up getting dropped a bit, but it should come back to us later in the race. That is the hope and expectation. Again, a short light sequence. Again, a good start. A nervous start, though. Trying to avoid any damage. Nice to see Stroll on mediums and, of course, Sainz on the hards. Looks like we have managed to get P8 ahead of Lando. So we've made a position at the start again. And now it's a case of just trying to stick with those soft runners as long as we can. Sainz being on hards and us being a step softer might hopefully help us stick with the Ferrari. Or at least not get completely dropped by him. The car is going to be heavy. We're going to be back to it handling like a boat again. So it's going to take some more getting used to again as Lando forces his way back up into P8 and I'm back down to P9. Although he's going to get caught on the inside here, but it is the better place to be. He can put his foot down a bit sooner than I can. I'm not going to try and force my way past him here. We're just going to sit behind, stay P9, which is where we were. Albon has actually lost the position to Hulkenberg now. And hopefully we'll be able to manage this race better than we did the sprint and end up with points at the end. I think we were P9 maybe in Hungary. Having a go at Lando into La Source. Getting Lando through La Source. Good. Back to P8 again.
Good job.
He'll get me back, but sticking with this lot for as long as we possibly can is going to be pretty race critical, really. The fact that we're able to use quite a bit of battery and have it come back towards us is very good too. Stroll's going very defensive here against Max Verstappen. It's a purple sector 1, but Richard used a lot of battery to keep with these guys in front. They're now battling hard, and Max has forced his way past Lance. And that is going to be Max saying goodbye to all of us. He's off after that next group. Max Verstappen on soft tyres is uncatchable with anyone ever. Hopefully, not the case by the time we get to like season 3 and we've maxed out our car. But we are managing Pouon a lot better than we did in the sprint race, that's for sure. Same tyres as Lance Stroll. So hopefully we can stay with him and just DRS train away from everybody behind us. And we're very much within DRS range for those in front. You notice, if you look at the mini-map, there's a Ferrari and a Mercedes disappearing out front. And then there's a Mercedes in P3 that is holding everybody up here. I wonder whether he's got some damage at all. There's no mention of anyone bumping into each other. Checo started on pole and has dropped to 4th. Lewis started 4th and is now up to 3rd, but I think he's holding everybody up at the minute. I wonder whether Lewis has got some damage of some kind. Maybe Checo started on pole. He's the one that's got damage and he's falling back. I'm not sure. Certainly someone in front isn't running at full chat, sorry. And they are getting aggressive in front. Stroll's going to go defensive to me, but I'm probably not close enough to really have a go here. I'll try. And we will get Lance Stroll. That's a surprise. Lance just kind of offers me the position there. It's like, do you want to go through? Yeah, damn right I do. I'll take P7, thank you very much. I think it's Lewis. Look, Checo is now past Lewis, and Lewis is now holding up Sainz and Verstappen. I think Lewis has damage. He's certainly slow for some reason or another, but he's not pitting. He's refusing to give up Lewis Hamilton, but I think he's going to be down in P6 sooner rather than later. I'm going to be very vulnerable behind down the Kemmel Straight this next lap. Get a good exit here, hopefully. I'll try and use a bit of battery before we get to the straight to open that gap up to allow me the space. So hopefully not get overtaken, but I don't know how well that's going to go. We managed to open it up to 8 tenths. Let's see what happens down the straight. How much does he close by before the braking zone? Couple of tenths? Alright. We can defend with battery that way then. That'll go very well for us. Sainz still can't get past Lewis though. He really is holding them up. We'll try and close down on them then. If Lewis is going to be that slow. Verstappen's having a look at Sainz now. He's got a run on him. Verstappen through on Carlos Sainz. Well, provided I can get the bus stop right. Actually no, the detection point is before the chicane. We're going to get DRS on Carlos Sainz here. This is really good for our race. What would make me even happier is if we could drop Stroll from behind, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Still, Lewis clings on. This is one of the best defensive performances we've seen for ages. Oh no, my DRS is offline.
Okay, there's a
Killer.
the DRS. You will not be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out for now.
Fix it sharpish. If ever there was a track where you were desperate to have your DRS available, it's this one. Here in Monza, two of the most important DRS tracks on the calendar. And I'm not going to have DRS here. Fix it quick. And it's just meant that Lance Stroll has closed right up on us. And now Sainz is having a look at Hamilton into Pouon. Of all places to try and overtake. That is a brave one.
1:48.7. This is great stuff. We're gaining by 3 tenths a lap. Good
My
work.
DRS is back online. Lewis has wing damage. And his soft tyres are going to be going off. This is where we really start to make some good moves in our race. We're going to be within a second of Carlos Sainz in front, so we're going to have DRS here. We've seen off Lewis Hamilton, a wounded Lewis Hamilton, and we're up to P6 now, trying to close in on a hard-tyred Ferrari. Not going to be easy, because that Ferrari's still quick, but you can see now just why we were so excited to have made the jump we did in the performance index. Because we're now fighting for 6s and 7s rather than 9s and 10s. We're still a long way from fighting for podiums, but the car is becoming more and more competitive as time goes by. And hopefully, provided I can perform, we could have a really good second half of the season. Stroll is also past Hamilton though, and Sainz is dropping me. I'm going to have to start using my battery, I think. Right, if Lewis can hold up that group behind him as long as possible, that would be great. We'll try and extend if we can, but the two in front are gone. Unless Max's tyres start to really drop off, the two in front are gone. Come out last if we pit now, but we're only halfway through this stint. Lewis is continuing to hold them up behind though, which is good. Although Lando's having a look at him now, might get him into the source, although he's round the outside. So Lewis will have the inside line for turn one. So we're halfway through this stint now, and the tyres are 26% worn at the front. So they are going to be really dead by the time we get to our pit stop. We might have to go medium, hard, soft, or medium, soft, hard. Stroll will undercut, there's no doubt of that. I wonder whether Stroll will go to the hards at any point. I'm sure he's not one stopping.
Stroll behind. Less than a second separates you. They're on old mediums. Okay, they've done 10 laps on those tyres. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. Your last lap time was a 1 minute 49.2.
I don't think anyone is 3-stopping. I could 3-stop from lap 14 and then just do 3 10-lap stints on soft tyres. I do have the option to 3-stop. Sainz getting dragged along by Max is really helping his stint as well. Still, Lewis holds on in P8. Nearly a 3-second gap now. We should have 3 sets of softs available to us as well. I probably would make back at least 1 pit stop's worth of time by stopping for 3 sets of softs. Yeah, I'm sure of it. We should have 3 new sets left. If we only have 2 new sets left, then that 3rd set won't be very worn at all. And if it is used for the 3rd set, I can always extend the 2nd set slightly. Carlos Sainz pitting now off his hards. What? He's barely taken his hards anywhere at all. I'm going to pit 14 and we're going to 3-stop. Norris is now past Lewis as well. I'm going to pit 14 and we're going to 3-stop. Change of strategy. We'll come out last. But I think when everyone else then stops, we'll jump loads of cars. Then there is a bit of a gap, isn't there, between the pack that's behind Lewis, well now not Lando, and the pack that's at the back. It's not as difficult a train to get through as we might imagine. As long as we're efficient in our overtakes, I think it's doable. Max Verstappen in the pits now on lap 13. We're going to stop this lap for a set of softs. I'm going to change the strategy. Lando's in the pits as well. There's a lot of drivers in the pits now behind. So I'm going to try and cover them off by pitting myself and trying to defend from the undercut. There's a lot of battery on the run-in. Have a good in lap. Everybody in front is pitting as well. We're changing strategy. A lot of others are pitting too. Here we go. Trying to 3-stop then. Chesnoy pit lane.
Okay, Jamie's in the pits. Jamie is in the pits now.
Oh, front right's not coming off. Not what I needed. Covered off Lewis Hamilton and
removing the right front wheel. We need to try and put that behind us, and let's finish this race as strong as possible. All right, we'll be doing 1 more stop today. 1 stop left in this strategy.
I was hoping I'd come out in front of these, but it said I'd come out 18th and we've come out 30th. Well, actually we came out 11th. If it wasn't for that slow stop, I'd have come out in front of Zhou in P10. And now we're soft tyres till 24, soft tyres till 34, soft tyres till 44. I imagine Lewis has fixed his front wing, although you would have thought that he would have not undercut Norris if he had. So I don't know whether Lewis still has his front wing damage or not. Nope. Didn't change it, so Lewis still has front wing damage. We go for Lando into the source. We've got to be efficient with his overtakes. We've got to get them done. Is that Lance Stroll coming out the pits in front of us as well? It may well be. I think it is. So Lance Stroll has jumped us in the pit stop. But he's now going to be out on cold tyres and vulnerable. Lewis is going for Logan around Pouhon. We'll get Logan as well. That was decent, although he'll have my inside line now. He'll be on worn rubber, so we should just see Logan off. We should be able to see Zhou off as well, and then we need to get after Lance Stroll. Lando's through, so we need to keep him out of DRS range, which we will do. We could be 3 wide here. We go for Lewis. Me trying to take Lewis meant that he couldn't then pull out from behind Zhou, and we boxed him in a bit. And that's helped us take P9 and get back ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Now I'm going to try and rely on Lewis's front wing damage in holding up everybody else yet further. And I'm going to try and get after Lance Stroll now. Gasly P6 currently on his mediums. He's doing a longer stint, but Stroll is 2-stopping. So surely at some point he's got to go onto a set of hards unless he extends his softs dramatically. I think they'll be running the hards or another set of mediums at the end, which is where hopefully we will stand a chance of closing up with our extra softs set. Thank you, P7 again. Not sure who it is. It's an Alpine. No, it's Lewis.
Information on Hamilton for you. They're retiring.
Lewis is retiring. Yeah, mechanical failure for Lewis Hamilton. No safety car. But there goes my buffer. Oh, I've lost fucking force feedback from pausing and going to the... Here's the replay. I'm going to have to mid-session save and come back again. There's another yellow flag further back as well. An Alpine is retiring. Last time I thought it was an Alpine. This time it is an Alpine. Round the hairpin. The beginning of Sector 2. Someone else is retiring. No, he's going again. He must have just binned it. An Alpine spun. And is now running... What, last? Dead last, I think. I don't think we were ever going to have the pace to deal with Stroll and his Aston Martin. Lando and his McLaren is very fast as well. I'll come out behind that gaggle of cars behind me and in some clean air so that I can just set lap time after lap time after lap time on fresh softs. That's the plan. I'll probably extend this set to 25 just in case that last set of softs isn't brand new. So we'll go lap 25 and then lap 35 or 36. I want to come out the pits in that gap between the AlphaTauris. Pitting for a second time. There's a big gap behind the AlphaTauri that we can just burn into, is the plan. Quicker stop this time, please, gents. Thank you. That's
Okay,
much
off we
better.
go, back into the race. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
And it is another new set of tyres. Let's go. 3 sets of new, shiny, soft tyres. Come on then. Game on. Now we need to make as much time as possible. And I've got DRS. Sick. Jamie's doing a great job holding Yuki up. Hello Yuki, bye Yuki.
Good
That was
job.
rude.
Nice overtake.
And I enjoyed it. Jamie, team orders please. Move out the way. Move out the way. Move out the way. We'll get her into the bus stop, it's not a problem. Probably before the bus stop. Certainly before the bus stop. She's fighting it. Not going to work though. We're through. Level sector 1. Hello, Kevin. Bye, Kevin. Bye, Kevin. P13. Soon to be P12. Like I say, this is the stint that makes or breaks this strategy, because effectively everybody here, we're racing for position now. Everybody around us has 1 stop left. Look, we were looking back at Bottas when we were in P7. And now we're already past him after like 3 laps. It's not the fastest lap of the race, but it nearly was. Hello, goodbye. This is how we need to get through the traffic as well. We're scything through them. This is why the undercut is so powerful this series. Alex going to go defensive. He's not. I'm going to go aggressive then. Excuse me, Albon. Thank you. A little bit rude. Now the question is, what tyres are people going to go on at the end of the race? Because everybody now has 1 stop left. We've done our extra pit stop. And if we know we're going to a brand new set of softs, if everybody else is moving to a set other than softs, then we are laughing and we'll easily get a P7. If they're going to a different compound, sorry, if they are going to softs, then we're in a straight race now. This is our straight race. But we have a tyre advantage on everyone that's around us, as you've seen. And now Lando's in the pits now, so this will determine. I don't think he takes softs that far, surely. He could take a fresh set of softs that far. They did so in the sprint race, but he'd be dead at the end. He would be absolutely dead at the end of the race. We're going to get DRS off Fernando now, and we'll be back in P7 again. Does Lance Stroll's pit? No, he hasn't. Stroll is still out in front of Sainz now. Stroll is in front of Carlos Sainz, so Sainz must have pit. Verstappen's in the pits. Oh, and Alonso's pitting too. So Verstappen's gone to mediums for his final stint.
Gap ahead is 26.5 seconds.
And we're now running P7
so
again.
We're leading our teammate by 10.3 seconds.
Jamie's in the pits as well. Now we're waiting for Stroll to pit.
For a stop.
We're waiting for Stroll to stop to see what he goes through. Sainz has now completely caught him up. So hopefully they battle a bit and lose time rather than Stroll being able to sit in Sainz's DRS. Verstappen now past Stroll. I need them to gap him. I can't afford for Lance Stroll to have a DRS advantage. I need them to gap Lance Stroll. And to be fair, hopefully through the middle sector they will do. I'm running in clean air. I need him running in clean air on his used tyres. So I'd say at the moment, we'll finish at least P8. Depends what Lance goes to next. Depends what Lando went to. But Lando's held up, I think, behind. Norris went to mediums. Just noticed top left that Lando Norris has gone to mediums. That makes me even more confident of getting him at the end of the race. What I need Lance to do now is just try and extend his stint as far as he can. I don't want him to pit yet. I want to have a tyre advantage over him for as long as possible on this stint. So now I've said that, watch him pit this lap. What are the odds? What are the odds? Lance Stroll in the pits for his fresh set of soft tyres to the end. 7th or 8th, I think. Stroll's gone to hards! He doesn't have a fresh set of softs left like we do. Alright, game on. Lance Stroll on hard tyres. Maybe 6th isn't so much of a pipe dream. Right, do I pit now or next lap? If I pit now, I'll be slower at the end. But if I pit in another lap, I'm going to be losing time in the meantime. I think I'll be faster this lap on this set for one more lap than I would be on the last set at the end. You know what I mean? Like this set are 9 laps old. So I'll be faster on my 10th lap with this set than I would be on an 11th lap with the next set. We'll come at 11th when we pit, which I think is behind the Alpine and AlphaTauri. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Yeah, we'll come out between the two Alpines, basically. Not Alpines, the Alpine and the Williams. Final pit stop then. And then we chase again. There goes Lance Stroll through. There goes Lando Norris through. Quick stop, please, gents. Third and final. Brand new set of softs.
Right, let's go, come on. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one.
And we're going to come out ahead of Ocon. Great. We're out in P9. Now we've just got to taste Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris and Lance Stroll. We're on fresher tyres, we're on softer tyres, but they are in faster cars. What's going to come out on top? Lance on hards as well might be under trouble. Under pressure from Lando at the end of the race as well, actually. What would be great is if Lando catches Lance, they battle and it saves me time. 44.7. Another personal best. Soon to be P8. There's Lando in the distance going up and over the top. Rouge. Radion. Fernando went so aggressive there. So defensive. He didn't move for ages, and then just as I went to go, he went. It's going to basically cost me a whole lap's worth of chasing the other two, actually. Right, I'll use battery this time as well. That's easier, isn't it?
Brilliant, nice move. Keep going.
I plan on. I don't think I'm going to catch Lance, but we should get Lando. Lando's tyres are dead. Yuki's out of the race. Excuse me. That was aggressive. I don't care. I don't care. I love it. 5.2 to Stroll, 3.5 laps. Probably not possible. But we had a lot of fun carving through the field to get back to P7 rather than just motoring around. 33 seconds to Sainz. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why we need to keep upgrading the car. We might be challenging for points regularly now, but look at the gap to the front few. Yuki's retired just up here.
Okay, be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through
Bye,
the
mate.
yellow flags. Okay,
Bye,
here's the
mate.
gap that we're trading. 1 lap of fuel
George
remaining.
Russell wins the race. GG, George. He is quick in this year's game, George Russell. Really quick in that Mercedes. Russell P1. Potentially Perez P2. Then Leclerc P3, Verstappen P4, Sainz P5, Stroll 6, as he's just been able to have the tyre wear to keep away from us, and then ourselves P7. So we switched from a 2-stop to a 3-stop and finished in exactly the same position, but at least we had more fun doing it rather than just lapping in thin air and attacking absolutely no one. We made a number of overtakes in that Grand Prix that were particularly enjoyable. So,
right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
I'm really intrigued to see how much we advance between now and the race at Zandvoort. Alonso gets driver of the day. But we have effectively a P16 qualifying, although it was weather dependent.
So after a magnificent race,
then P16 to P9 in the sprint and P9 to P7 in the full Grand Prix. So we will take that very, very much indeed. 6 points for me, and crucially for the constructors as well. Alpine only get 1 with Esteban Ocon. No points for Pierre Gasly this weekend. So in the standings, I stay 9th. I'm effectively only going to finish 9th this season, I think, or 10th if Lance Stroll gets more points than me before the end of the season. But we're going for P6 in the constructors, and in P6 in the constructors, we are extending our gap over Alpine. It was a very, very good race weekend. Not sure when the... Well, that might well be the rivalry done. Loads of driver acclaim, loads of team acclaim, and I think Jamie is up to driver level 8. Indeed, she is. Vamos! I didn't get the fastest lap in any session, unfortunately, so I may contemplate changing that sponsor when the contract needs renewing. Because I'd like to get more money if I can. The control electronics failed, unfortunately. And hey, look! How's that for timing? It's done. So 132 weekly income. 238 goal bonus. Distort is complete a clean race. That is probably going to be more achievable, isn't it? Lupo, top 4 finish, qualified P4. Achieve and hold, first position for 2 laps. 10 constructors points. More points than the team directly above you in the Vehicle Performance Index. Is that doable? I'm not sure who's above us in the Performance Index. I think it's McLaren. I don't think we'll do that. Distort or Shark. Complete a race without cutting a single corner. Ha! Lol. 5 constructors points. A fastest lap during the race. Qualified P10 or better. I think I'm going to go for Distort. Let's go for Distort. Complete a clean race. We'll add that on. And we can update the sponsors on the car. And we'll do so in due course. I am going to have to take a new gearbox in Zandvoort, however. And probably a new energy store as well. We have 305 resource points available to us, so we can't really do anything there. But if we can take driver acclaim or durability, we're not doing anything in durability. I'll do sponsor filming, because we could do with the team acclaim to get ourselves to level 15 so we can have a 3rd sponsor on the car.
We had a major issue on the production
fail
line earlier this week.
in the production line as well is annoying.
Package for the weekend has failed.
So a chassis one and a durability one fails. Can we afford to redo them both? That is 148. What's the chassis one? 148. 475. I can't afford that one at all. So let's do the durability one at the very least. We have the worst durability on the grid, but thankfully it hasn't caught us out at any point. And we will, once we get some more resource points, have to do the chassis one. Energy store cells positioning has also failed. Come on.
Expecting some new developments to quality control.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford to do either of those either. How much is that one? 475. 497. I can't afford to redo any of them. That's annoying, isn't it? I can afford to redo something and get something up to spec 2. Everybody else has taken a jump, and we've fallen behind, though, on the on the Vehicle Performance Index. We've dropped behind. Alpine have taken a huge jump. That's going to be an issue. I've got 3.24 million. Now, I can either go for resource point generation with the powertrain, or we can try and get one of these two up to spec 2. No, I can't afford any or either of them at the minute. Let's go for resource point generation then, I think, with the powertrain. And get... Or do we go and try and get durability up to spec 1? I could probably do both resource point generation. That's 2.75 and I can't afford them both. I'll go for resource point generation on the powertrain. Hopefully we can generate more resource points that way, because we're not necessarily in a position where we're going to need spec 2 yet as it stands, because quite frankly the parts are getting so expensive that I'm not going to have the resource points to be able to afford to do more than 2 anyway. So I'll go and do the Pirelli Hot Lap Challenge off camera in between episodes whilst you guys wait for the next episode when I get back from my holiday. Thank you very much for watching and joining me here at Spa. Thoroughly enjoyable. We'll update the sponsors on the car for the next episode as well. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points finishes in the last 9 Grand Prix. And hopefully we will be challenging for 7th and below rather than 9th or 10th and below for the rest of the season. Although we have, as you saw, taken a drop in the performance index. So we'll have to play catch up a little bit again. But in the Netherlands, we'll take some grid penalties and then we should be good to go for Monza. That will do us for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate the support. Turns out the summer break here is well timed with my own summer break as well. Perfectly. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next episode here on the YouTube channel. Come across and join me on Twitch. It'd be great to have you there as well. I'll see you next time.